What's up guys, welcome back for another DevPro Duel video. Yeah, Frogmonarchs. I've made a few changes compared to my last video about Monarchs last week, I believe. Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss is one of the new archetypes from the last set. It's definitely a highly competitive deck, as we saw from a few deck lists from past weekend, from the regionals and so on. They even won a few regionals I saw. So it's definitely a highly competitive deck. So I want to know how I stand against the deck with Frogmonarchs. I've made a few changes after testing and so on. You see that I'm maining a regular Mobius again over the Dark Dust Spirit. The Dark Dust Spirit, yeah, together with Darkhold, both I dropped from the main deck because yeah, both Dark Dust and Darkhold don't seem that useful against Shadows, for example. Same against Satellanites, because they make some insane advantage with Daynep, yeah, 3 Soul Chart, 3 Call, all of those pluses, and yeah, both Darkhold and Dark Dust Spirit don't seem that useful against those matchups. Yeah, same against Burning Abyss. That's why I dropped both from the main deck, but yeah, Dark Dust and Darkhold definitely have a spot in the SciTech. So that's why I main deck Mobius, and again Mystical Space Typhoon, as we saw from a lot of deck lists from past weekend. Vanity's Emptiness, pretty much a $30–40 card, has been main decked a lot by a lot of top deck lists, and those Floodgate cards pretty much stop Treeborn Frog. So both the main decked MSTs is pretty much staple again, I believe, in the main deck, and of course the Mobius, because this is one of the better one card tributes at this moment, next to of course the other ones that we are already playing. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I also dropped Soul Charge from the main deck. Again, a lot of Vanity's Emptiness, for example, and yeah, main deck Mystical Space Typhoon seems much more important. Okay, yeah, let's go to some duels. Okay, so the first game, I think he gets to start. Yeah, looking at my hand, only 5 cards, both Mathematician and Foolish. Okay, so that's already a Treeborn Frog. Excellent. He won. Yeah, he only T-sets, so sets 1 monster, sets 1 back row. Obviously, go to normal summon Mathematician. If he has Solemn Morning, I still have the Foolish as a backup. That's why we play Foolish Burial. The Bottomless, okay, it's fine. This is still a duel without any SciTech, so it's not mandatory to set up a second Treeborn. Yeah, I have 2 duels ready without the SciTech and 2 duels with the SciTech. So this is the first game, and Burning Abyss is a very hard matchup, especially when they are able to set up, as you see now with Dante. They have a slow start, but yeah, as soon as they get their Dante on board and trigger their Skarm, their Sur, their Graph, they gain advantage like crazy, especially if they also have the Astral Force as he has now. He can make an easy play these, and he makes a good move, immediately bounce back to Treeborn and trigger his Sur, I believe, to special summon his Scar from the grave. And yeah, also the advantage the archetype has, Burning Abyss archetype has, is that they also get their effects when tributed, especially Dante. So that's why Light and Darkness Dragon already here triggers, and so yeah, that's again one of the advantages they have over Frogmonarchs, which makes it especially a hard matchup. So yeah, here Light and Darkness Dragon is definitely an MVP, negating both the Dante and the Skarm, I believe. So putting me in a nice position. He draws his Veiler a bit too late, so he needs to force out another negation with his Tour Guide. But yeah, with that Astral Force, which is dead, and at this moment to use his Veiler, I should already have won this duel. Draw into a useless... No, it was indeed the Treeborn that he sent back to the top, so obviously going to set it again. Attack for some damage, he ends with 5k, but I think he's going to scoop it up here. Yeah, indeed, not wanting to waste any more time, so an excellent game. Next, I switched over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro because the DevPro updated, I think, a few days ago. They corrected their scripts and so on, so now my replays on there were getting a lot of errors, so that's why I switched to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. He gets a nice start with the special summon of, I believe, Sir it was, and it's not in event, so I can chain Max C to get a draw, get a +1 at the cost. Yeah, he gets a Tour Guide Search, so a normal summon Mathematician again activates effect. He changed Phoenix Chain, so that's a downside of Mathematician. It's negatable, or yeah, it can be negated by Breakthrough Skill of Phoenix Chain. So I'm forced to activate enemy controller. So now Mathematician resolves, and at the same time I can mill the Treeborn and get his Dante, activate Dante's effect, so I know he's going to special summon his Skarm from the deck, and maybe if I'm lucky, if I'm lucky, I get to mill a Treeborn. But yeah, the most important thing is that he doesn't get his Dante back. I can overlay for Downward, so that's pretty sweet. No minus right there. Normal Summon is a story guide, so we can get some nice advantage going with the second Dante. Yeah, he sends his Graph to the grave, so he can special summon the Surf from his grave, and yeah, pretty much attack over the useless Downward. And yeah, his Dante is going to trigger. Gets back his Skarm. So yeah, you see, as soon as the Burning Abyss archetype can set up, they gain some nice advantage. They can grind through your opponent's resources. Draw into Treeborn, not that great of a draw, although it pays off drawing the useless Treeborn, because he has that Phoenix with Wing Blast again, sending the Treeborn back to the top of the deck. Go for Dullahan because of the Jack Frost, and yeah, I can attack, but it's not that useful, of course. So in main phase 2, overlay for the second Downward Magician, which is at a nice 2700 attack, and yeah, if Dullahan gets sent to the grave, I can get back my Jack Frost. So I force out the breakthrough skill here. Downward is destroyed, and I can get back the Jack Frost from my grave. So nice. That's why we like the Jack Frost. Small loop with Dullahan. So again, drop it to the field, prevent that I get damage. Yes, Sir, I believe it's called face down. It says one more background. I believe he has 2 MSTs dead. Pretty much dead. Pretty much useless. Here, yeah, I think obviously go for Dullahan first and activates effect to cut the attack of Sir and go for Ryza. I think that was a bit better than go for Dark Dust. So I get back my Jack Frost from the grave and bounce back his face down. Give him a useless draw, which is the Sir. Yeah, he uses at the time because he does have that useless Phoenix Chain and 2 back rows. He is able to reborn the Dante again, so that's not good, because we know he has at least 1 Astral Force in the grave. He only can get back 1 from his grave instead of drawing that useless Sir. So that's nice for him. He goes for Pleiades. Here he has 2 options. I think he can bounce back his Phoenix Chain, or he can I think I have 1 Treeborn Frog in the grave. So yeah, I think the better move indeed was to just wait with Pleiades, and again, if Treeborn is special summoned, use Pleiades' effect to bounce back the Treeborn. But yeah, unfortunately for him, I draw enemy controller, so obviously going to chain that, tribute the Treeborn as a cost, target his Pleiades, since I always can overlay the Pleiades for either Gaia Dragon or Messier 7. Yeah, Dante gets triggered, special summon Treeborn again, flip over the Jack Frost, go from, I believe, my last Dullahan. So this is nice, I can keep the pressure going without any tributes, without any tribute summons. The golden times, yeah, the golden age of Formula Monarchs, when you could just synchro summon through your opponent's turn and during your own turn and keep the pressure going without tribute summons. Here he makes, obviously, some good moves. He needs to activate both his MSTs, targeting the Phoenix Chain, so he can clear his back row and use their special summons, special summoning effects. We can go for some Exceeds. Goes for Zen mains, and I believe his second Exceed is going to be the Acid Golem to attack over the Messier 7, or at least try to attack over the Messier 7, since I'm obviously going to activate Dullahan's effect to target the Acid Golem. I believe activating the effect on Zen mains is pretty stupid, so I could get back my Jack Frost again. Draw into Maxi, nicely too late, always turn too late. So activate Master 7, get back my Ryza again. I think it's obviously better to get Ryza on board instead of the Dark Dust Spirit, so bounce back his Zen mains. I know both monsters will trigger. He can special summon 2 monsters, so the Maxi is chained, so I can draw 2 cards, maybe an enemy controller, so I can attack over one of his monsters and then enemy control the last one. So I can maybe attack for game depending on how he special summons his monsters. In tech position that is. So attack over both his monsters and pretty much enter the nice field, a nice hand. But yeah, he's still at 5,200 life points, but he's already, I think he already special summoned 2 Dantes, and he goes for, Grenosaurus, indeed, the rank 3 that you're playing because of Volcasaurus. It goes for Engineer, so yeah, we know he has the Astral Force engraved, so because he went for the Engineer, and he also goes to, he's also setting the Dimensional Prison, it's pretty much obvious that he goes for, or he tries to go for Volcasaurus next turn, and with Engineer is also able to go for Tiras. So I want to, obviously keep that in the back of my mind. Go for Bouncer, because he has that Engineer on the field, bypassing his effects, attack with Bouncer. He has Prison, okay, no problem, lose Bouncer. I'd rather just keep it on the field, of course. Anyway, what is his draw? It runs into a Mathematician, I think not that useful. Yeah, he's just going to set it. And then, let's see my draw. Yeah, draw into Light and Darkness Dragon, so with that draw, it's obviously that I need to get that on board and negate their searches, negate their effects of pretty much everything. And again, as last duel, Light and Darkness Dragon pretty much seals the deal. So yeah, this again proves that Light and Darkness Dragon is still pretty much staple at 2 or 3 in the main deck. Since I do have a lot of people asking why I still play Light and Darkness Dragon. So yeah, this is the answer. Okay, so the SciTech games, 2 games with the SciTech, and I think he SciTechs 2 debunks, and obviously he opens with 2 debunks and Dante, so he has a nice setup with the Scarm, the Search Out Tour Guide, and double debunk. So I think, at this moment I thought, okay, Duality, and hopefully either Treeborn, Mathematician, or Swap. Preferably, of course, the Swap Frog, because of the possibility of him having DD Crow, maybe Debunk. So I still have that swap to mill, or at least send multiple copies of Treeborn to the grave. But yeah, I do manage to get a Treeborn thanks to the Duality. But as you see, he does have DD Crow and 2 debunk sets, so this is pretty much game over. Although I have Mega Mobius sitting in the back with the enemy controller play, but he's going to special summon the second Dante and end with the Scarm next to it, I believe. Yeah, the third is triggered, so special summon the Scar in defense. Scarm in defense. This is why the Burning Abyss archetype is so good, all the advantage, and the Tour Guide play ready for next turn. There is a debunk, and of course the Maxi, again 1 turn too late. Although he had a debunk, so he probably would have debunked the Maxi. I pass with the Fader set, but as you see, he has the second debunk, so he's able to attack for a game. I do Maxi, I believe, here on the Tour Guide summon. Indeed, on the Astral Force. But as you see, I don't draw another Fader or Gorse, so he's able to debunk the Fader and attack for game. Very unfortunate, but this is just the way. Just how it is against Burning Abyss. If they're able to set up that first turn Dante and trigger either Sur or Scarm, they're pretty much set to go. And if you don't have something like Failure or Maxi to gain some advantage, or at least stop their play or gain some advantage in the case of Maxi, it's game over. It's sadly as it is the last duel with the SciTech again, and he pretty much gets like the best start the deck can have with the supply units, even 2 and Mathematician, and that equals I believe he's going to send his Graph to the grave. Graph triggers special summon the Scarm from his deck, and because he has a Mathematician on the field, Scarm destroys itself, netting him a Search in the end phase, and of course a draw with the supply unit, and set 3 back row. Crazy stuff with I believe the breakthrough skill, the Solar Morning, so this is pretty much game over already. Here I can storm forth his Mathematician. Maybe I should have done that, but in the end I don't think it mattered that much because of the warning and also the breakthrough skill set. This is just ridiculous how everything is going. Anyway, he gets some nice damage. Looking from his part again. Drop to 2-4 indeed, and I think my next draw is going to be a swap, which is of course terrible. The Sur is triggered, again special summon the Scarm from the grave, again to trigger supply unit, get an extra draw, have that Failure as a backup, and the Tour Guide ready for next turn. Crazy stuff. One of the worst draws I can have here is indeed one more Treeborn or one more swap. So my plan is to here just mill my deck And yeah, maybe a better move here was to go for Herald again, as I do now, but keep the one swap in hand so I can send it back to the deck. But yeah, as we know, he has a breakthrough skill to stop the Herald, and yeah, overlaying for Downard won't save me here, so terrible. 2-2. Yeah, tough luck, but anyway, let's see the deck list. So yeah, as I said, I've made a few changes compared to the last build. Dropped the Dark Dust and the Dark Hole from the main deck because they're not useful against Shuttles, against Burning Abyss. I think they're a bit more useful in the SciTech to side against decks like Light Sworns, for example. Also against Sylvans. Then yeah, as for the rest, I'm very much contemplating on siding Flying Seas against, for example, against Burning Abyss to stop them from exceeding. So yeah, it's definitely a card I'm going to test out in my future in my future duels, future games against the top tier decks. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lead them signing out. Peace.